Hello, and welcome to It Is What It Is with Carol Hale. Yes, I'm back in town from the land of Bad Bunny and my son, William, Puerto Rico. And I want to thank Ken Leinbach and the guests that he lined up to take my place in my absence. And I didn't get to hear all the shows, but what I did, it was really a good job and good guests. And yeah, so I it was really a mind opener this trip to Puerto Rico. Traveling today is a whole different thing from oh God, the very first plane I took was a DC something or other. uh, so yes, it's a really enlightening to be out there in the real world now, and the real world is very much in the airports. That's for sure. And Orlando or airport for one is really an opener as to the let's pretend world we're living in. Whew. So lots of things have changed, and in my stay in Puerto Rico, I stay on the island of Vieques, which is off the coast, east coast of Puerto Rico, and so I stayed at a guest house. I had an apartment, and it's kind of a neat place, really. Um, it and it I My apartment was on the second floor, and on the rooftop, uh, you could go up there. They have parties and things up on the rooftop, and I and it's so private up there that at I say prayers and a meditation every day, and it's wonderful to be able to do it up on that rooftop, naked. Yeah. So, but my body, I've been kind of accustomed to having little doses of sun, and wasn't anticipating any damage. But I was up there just about 10 minutes, and I could feel my skin burning. I could feel it. And I went down. I went down and back to my place, and my skin burned. Actually, it burned for like 3 days, but then, well, actually more, kind of tingled, even 4. My skin really felt damaged, and also I saw myself in the mirror on the afternoon of the morning when I'd been out in the sun. Ah, my Lord. I had wrinkles before I left, but that was something. Now my wrinkles had wrinkles. I turned into a prune. And I look in the mirror and it's really, the sun isn't what it used to be. It's still doing its job like it always has, but we've changed the the layer that protects us from the bad rays and from the sun, and or that bad for us at any rate. And so we've changed things around, and the sun is no longer beneficial to be in as it used to be. So that is, anybody who's thinking of going out, well, actually, we have to be out in the sun. Yes, I really damaged myself. I gave a increase to what already was. So, yes. Before I lose the thought, I do want to mention this. A week from Friday, on the 30th, River West Radio is having its second annual fundraiser. It's going to be a kind of a gala on the Vista King, little cruise boat docks downtown on 3rd Street. And so there's going to be, it runs from 5 till after 7 sometime. There's going to be, music and actually karaoke. There'll be karaoke, which is fun. and they're going to have foods and beverages and a raffle. Some pretty neat stuff in the raffle. And so the tickets, there are still tickets available. They are $75, which is, kind of, it's up there. But you get your money's worth with this, and it's worth putting a little extra too. So see if you can make it. And tickets are available at River West at the station, 824 East Center Street. And so hope you can make it to the Vista King fundraiser. And the this weekend or Monday, this Monday was Poets Monday at Linneman's. And Tim Kloss, who is the father of the Poets Monday, it was also a celebration of his 70th birthday. Now this guy is so well loved and appreciated, and he has wonderful people came to the event on Monday. It was a full house. Every imaginable seat was taken. And I kind of managed to squeeze in the last, I could see it, the last seat went there. And, but Tim, his mind, this guy is really, what a memory. He told some stories that were lengthy, and he had them verbatim from the text. They were written stories, someone else, and he had them verbatim from the written text. And guy's incredible. So I just actually his real birthday, I think, was yesterday, the 21st. And so I just want to say happy birthday, Tim, again, because this guy's real special. So, yes, I do want to talk about some changes in Puerto Rico, and changes that are everywhere. And from the sky, looking down, especially, from Florida, how every little place is filled and all these pretty luxurious homes, even from the sky, you can tell. But everything, we are indeed the invasive species. We are doing it. We're gobbling this planet up. And we can keep pretending and tra-la-la, but this is going to hit us in the face. So the best time for us to make any turnaround, and we really can't turn this thing around anymore. We just have to kind of like ameliorate it, so it doesn't, maybe it won't be quite so severe, because it's going to be, folks. We can't get around this and can't pretend. And who's going to get the last piece of the pie so far as making a profit in a commerce of today? Who's going to get that last piece of the pie? And so we really not sure what it's going to take for us to get together on this, but we have to do it. Start to linking up with other organizations. Make a voice, the thing of make your voice heard. There was this movie broadcast years ago, Faye Dunaway, and I forget the guy that was the star of it. Excellent, but it had to do with, I don't recall what the thing that everybody was fed up with. But the guy who had this radio show, he said everybody to go to the window and shout, "I'm mad as hell, and I'm not going to take it anymore." It was broadcast, the movie. So we have to somehow rally ourselves in a likewise kind of a fashion, link up, and we can't go on as we are, as we have been. And, I'm hopefully, I'm going to have some years still ahead of me, but the way it's going now, I'm just really at a loss to wonder. And any of those of you who are considering having a child at this time, you might want to think once, twice, more than twice. Think it over more than twice. What are you bringing a child into the world at this time? We really need to get together on this. Hey, but this one thing that's more a bit positive is I've been seeing more birds since I got back than I saw before I left. And maybe it's because it's spring and birds coming to this, climate. But today and yesterday, I saw a indigo bunting, a female indigo bunting. I have a little a seed, thing hanging from in my yard for the birds. I have a selection for the birds. I have suet, mealworms, and I have a seed. And so, but a blue indigo bunting. And I also saw a cardinal today, a cardinal. But I'm going to have to put some sunflowers out for the cardinals. They like sunflowers, and I don't have any out. So I'm going to get some. Stuff coming up. I tell you, here we go to the Uptowner. I am looking forward. Sunday, I do want to dance, and I want to go hear the Wilson Family Band at the Uptowner, have some fun. Well, I have had some dancing in Puerto Rico, and but the music, that's another thing. There are no activities in the main plaza in Vieques. There used to be stuff going on all the time, and music was every day. You could hear music. And now you don't. Any music you hear is maybe, it's something recorded from and coming from, somebody's car, really. And, the cars just really blare the music. I'm not sure why it is that making noise makes people, makes especially guys feel sort of macho, I think. I'm not sure. But so lots of noise there, but none of it music anymore. And we've got this zombie thing. Everybody on their cell phones. Go to a restaurant and have 4 people sitting at a table, and there are 4 people. They're not conversing. They're each of them on their cell phones, each in their own little world together. Together in their own little worlds. I always congratulate a family that I see that is sitting together and talking rather than cell phone. I'm kind of a, Budinsky in some ways. But yes, I let, say, oh, how nice to see, people actually just talking and, new surrounds. And like, in Puerto Rico, they'd be in a different place. They hadn't been there before. And talking to one another rather than sitting on their phones. And see what else in Puerto Rico now in Vieques. The mosquitoes are absolutely horrific. I mean, I there was part of me that didn't want to leave Puerto Rico, and part of me that could hardly wait to get the hell out of there, and that was because of mosquitoes. They're terrible, terrible. And then you're poisoning yourself. I would, I hate to give into this stuff, but it gets so unbearable. Off, and cutter spray, putting this stuff on you, it's poison, and we're applying it to skin to take care of mosquitoes. So that I'm not happy about the cold here. But I am thrilled that there are no mosquitoes at this time, and I hope not this summer either. I'm going to be sure there is no standing water anywhere within sight of my place here this summer. Minimize that. So let's see. Yes, travel this time has been expensive. Not even just the fares, but, the amount of tips, everywhere tips, and you can't in good conscience not tip. And you can't be you have to tip, a decent tip. These people are earning their livings doing this stuff. And so you have to be tipping all the time. And I walk with a cane, and I need a wheelchair and when I at the airport, and especially at Orlando. Yes, I still punch someone. It's actually I really like that I don't have to walk all those long distances. I like the thing of getting a wheelchair, because I don't use a wheelchair, just as a rule. I use a cane. It's another thing. It's the glamour of walking with a cane. Yeah, right. I tell you, I've said it before, but this aging thing, this getting older, and all it involves, is a very humbling experience. All those, I hopefully there's a young, various ages listening to this show, and but those who are on the younger side, get ready. That's all I can say is get ready and take care of what you have now. And, not going to be any remedies or anything for you in the future. So take good care of yourself and your teeth. That's for sure. Take care of your teeth. And I just want all those of you who are overweight, really, please do yourself a favor. Start cutting down. You'll be much, much kinder to yourself. Your whole self will appreciate it later on if you take care of the weight thing now. Another hot dog, another sundae, another whatever. Fast food. Well, I eat quite a lot of fast food. I can't. It's not a good thing, but I don't have a kitchen equipped for cooking at this particular time. So, frozen, healthy choice, of course. It's so healthy. Hey, so those of you who can see this, it's a podcast and everything. I think I said, when I started out, I thought it was just going to be radio. And then it was just coming into podcasts. So you get to see the real thing here. And let's see. I'm wearing a hat. If any those of you can see, it's multicolored. I consider this my Joseph's coat hat. Got this in Rijeka's. Woman knit this, crocheted it, and I get compliments on this hat all the time. Every time I wear it, I get compliments. And but the woman is no longer around. I think she died, actually. And so I can't get any more like it. If anybody knows how to crochet and can make a little hat cap, actually, everybody loves this hat, this cap. I kind of think of it as a Juliet cap, how just the crown of the head was covered. And, oh, wow. Look, and let's see, it's 1846. We've still got 10 more minutes or 12 more minutes left. This is a gravy train, really. I keep, every time on a show, I ask for input. Anybody has any questions, or if you have any comments, any ideas for, who to have as a guest on this show, really, I would truly welcome your input. You can, you can email to the station at riverwestradio.com and Carol Hale. And so I would greatly appreciate some input. It's the invisible audience with radio. You just don't know who's out there, who's listening. And hopefully I believe I have some friends listening today. And but I want to reach out there. I would love for some input, some comment. And even if it's negative, well, then that too. Whatever you have to say, that will help me know what the heck I'm doing here. Oh, and speaking of doing here, that phrase, whenever I hear it, my mind goes back to years ago when I was, my sister went with a guy who, Jake the Snake, Ray Kirpin. He had been in Korea, and he was a good-looking guy, very muscular. He was, I believe he was a sewer worker. But he relayed a story about when he'd been in Korea and how, that was a terrible, just one more terrible, terrible war for nothing. But yes, so Jake had been in that, and he said there was a soldier walking on a hillside in an area where there weren't supposed to be any soldiers other than, himself and those for his regiment or whatever. And so he asked this man, this is a soldier who was in the wrong place. He guy looking kind of dazed, and Jake asked him, what are you doing here? And the guy just kept repeating and stumbling forward, saying, doing here, doing here, doing here. Wow, he lost it. Well, so that's it. What am I doing here? Hey, it is now. Wow, 42. Let's see. I have to pace this out better. I've said this before. 4:22. Okay, I can do this. I can go for 8 more minutes or 7 more minutes. Let's see. 4:29. Next week my guest will be with the Ehrlich from the Milwaukee film. God, my mind right now. Trying to think of her first name. Oh, well, I'm going to have from the Milwaukee film. She's going to talk about things about the Milwaukee Film, the festival that has just finished in April. And so we're going to discuss that. And also, Milwaukee Film has put some prizes in for the raffle that River West Radio is having on the Vista King on the 30th. So I haven't seen the raffle list, but before I leave today, I'm going to take a look at it. I'm very interested to, raffle. I like that grab bag kind of idea. You just never know what you're going to get. Well, with a raffle, you kind of have an idea of what you're going to get. And you're hoping you get the thing you want. Yeah. Oh, I want that. I want that film festival pass. Well, you might not get it, but you might, and then you really have a prize. So, and who else? Incoming shows, I'm going to have Jo Yanish. She's a woman who lives in River West, and she travels all the time doing shows at festivals, fairs, and festivals. Mainly in Florida in the wintertime, but throughout the Midwest during the summer. She makes jewelry, very, very classic jewelry, out of fishing lures. You'd never know this stuff is lures unless you really look close and you see a little beady fisheye on one of the pieces. So, but Jo and she and I are going to talk about we're going to talk about not colonialism. We're going to talk about gentrification. Gentrification, yes, we're going to talk about gentrification, as she has been aware of it and seen in Florida, and I certainly have been seeing in Puerto Rico. Everybody snatching up land and properties and A lot of them turning it over for big profits, and really outsourcing the populace, the residents, the long time people. So, yes, Jo is going to be my guest, and she's a little celebrity in her own right. Hey, so I uh, I'm really tired. I tell you, I haven't had a decent night's. Well, I shouldn't say that. I did have 13 hours the other day after coming home, after getting back to Milwaukee. 13 hours. And last night wasn't too shabby either. I had let's see, I had 11 hours of sleep last night. I got up late this morning. So I don't know if they say your body really never catches up on lost sleep, but my body is certainly trying to do that. And I hope that it counters what they say. I hope I actually do catch up on the lost sleep. And I don't like to take anything that's gonna, help put me to sleep. I did do that twice in my trip. A little pill that I have an S on the bottle. That means for sleep. I did do that twice on my trip, but I don't like to do things. I got a whole bunch of teas yesterday at Pete's Fruit and Vegetable Mart on North Avenue. Really, lots of teas I'd never had before. And I've been drinking more and more teas. I have tea before I have coffee in the morning, actually. But I certainly do have coffee. And when I was in Puerto Rico, I'd like coffee with Haagen-Dazs. I'd melt Haagen-Dazs, let it sit in the fridge overnight, just enough for a cup. Haagen-Dazs and coffee, it's you know, you don't have to add sugar. It's already there, folks. So Haagen-Dazs, it can be, I like caramel cream is good ice cream to have in coffee. Very good, actually. And well, oh, we're getting close, folks. We're getting close. It's 4:27, and hey, while I'm doing that, making a voice, I have a puppet at home, a hand puppet. I believe I'm going to bring that, since we can be seen sometimes, or by those with the podcast. I'll bring. I call him Monty. I think there's another Monty Montgomery or puppet out there somewhere, but that's still an I like Monty for my little hand puppet. So I'm going to bring him, and for me that'll be fun. I hope you guys have fun too with what I have to say. I is at the bottom of everything. Having a good time, having fun is essential. It's essential in our sense of well-being. So if I can leave you with thoughts today, lighten up. You're important, but don't oversee your importance in the scheme of things. Just give yourself a break, and don't be too hard on yourself with things. Don't expect way so much from every day. Just do the best you can. And okay, that's it. I guess that's it, folks. Love you.